We need Emily and Ivory Christmas bumper music.
We have the O Come, O Come Emmanuel somewhere.
Ooh, I think you should repurpose that for when we re-upload this on December 24th.
Might could.
Rejoice, rejoice, O Israel.
Welcome to SwitchCast Live, the Christmas special edition. We apologize. We are 1 minute late. That has nothing to do whatsoever with the timekeeping abilities of our Sheffield watches. That is just user error on our part. So all of you, we welcome you here. I am your host, Doug Tabbitt, here with my co-host, Tyler Sanders.
Hello.
And one of the best third wheels in the industry, Tim Neely. And of course, we have Ethan Huffnagel, the executive assistant to the regional producer.
Yes.
SwitchCast is the automotive news and entertainment show that's not just for car people. And some say that revenge is a dish best served cold. Well, we believe that is the same with the news. We're never the first ones on the scene, never the first to report. But if you like your automotive news served cold but with extra sauce, we are the podcast for you. Tonight, we are giving away Sheffield watches. That's right. We believe those are the best value in the industry for a quality watch. Incredible design, good weight, good look. They bat way out of their league, in my opinion, in terms of their price point. And we're going to give away 3 watches tonight. That's right. So get your questions in to the comment section wherever you're joining us live, and we'll address those near the end of the episode. Of course, we got to have that carrot out there. Keep you here all night. The top 3 as chosen by, I don't know, the Peanut Gallery and or Ethan, somebody, not me. So there's no partiality, will get a watch. So there we go. We're also testing out some new segments tonight that could be part of the permanent show. You'll be the first to hear them, and you can tell us what you think of them. Only if you like them, though. Yes. Yeah, so with that.
It feels good.
Yeah, it feels great.
I feel, honestly, in the live segment where all this is going out on the internets and people can judge us for it, there's no editing, Ethan can't fix it in post, it feels more free.
Yeah, I can't say my cell phone number live.
Yes, please don't.
What else have we learned doing the pre-recorded segments that we can't do? Well, anyway, those of you listening to the audio podcast later on, you'll notice a little bit different energy, and you're missing a little bit of what's happening here in person. We've got some interesting outfits. Tyler, you've got...
I have a Windows 95 Christmas sweater on that you can't really see.
1995.
Nah, look at this. Beautiful.
That's nice.
How is that Christmassy?
Look, Windows put it out, and they said it's, though, a holiday sweater. And I love the vibes of Windows 95, so it fits in my book.
They should have at least done like snow on there, so it's frosted.
There's kind of snow
with the
on
nostalgia.
that could be snow.
It's the nostalgia of Christmas.
Yeah.
We've got Tim Neely wearing a Santa hat over here and a tablecloth
actually,
for a shirt.
Cheers.
Yeah, and I'm just doing the LL Bean Christmas over here, so repping Eastern Maine. Except LL Bean is Western Maine. Sorry about that. Anyway, so updates on stuff we've talked about a lot. Yes, we're going to get to Carvana. Let's start out with the mint green GT3. Of course, man, we've talked about this for years. The car that was repoed from a shop that was converting it to a wide body kit, and the fenders were cut and welded, and it looked like somebody was living inside of it. And, man, the guy who owned it went crazy, and it went through dealer after dealer and everybody covering up the history. Well, most recently, it was at RP Exotics in Missouri, and they were allegedly unaware of the condition when they bought it from Porsche of St. Louis, who was also allegedly unaware of the condition. I informed both of them of the condition, something both of them could have found out by a little bit of Google search. Come on, guys, do your homework. Anyway, so unfortunately, RP Exotics did have to sell it off at a loss. They took a pretty big loss on that one. And it went to another dealer, so it is still making the rounds. Nobody has adopted this unloved child of a GT3.
I think one day, it was my prediction, I think in an episode that's probably live, that in 4 months' time, it will have found the one. Its true owner, and it will be home cozy in a garage somewhere.
It hasn't. The problem is people keep trying to get like almost MSRP for it. It's a 6-year-old car with a wonky history, and until they discount it to like an Ed Bolian price, nobody's snapping that up. So let's see. Cannonball records this year. So many Cannonball records have been reset. Let's see. The EV record was reset again in a Tesla. It is just under 40 hours now. Big milestone there. The coast to coast to coast record has been reclaimed again. Let's see, 61 hours and 59 minutes, which is a blisteringly fast time because that's about 31 hours each way. That's really fast at all, but to do that twice back to back is incredible. The Solo, which is a single person in the car, one driver, just, doing it the whole way. 27 hours and 16 minutes, which is ridiculous. He also did it in a diesel vehicle, so he has the diesel record for whatever that's worth. The motorcycle record was reset at 32 hours and 32 minutes. Again, wicked fast. The solar power record was reset at 13 days. Yeah, they're still working on that technology. And our record still stands at 25 hours and 39 minutes, despite all of the Cannonball records being beaten and all the confusion out there and all the wonderful accomplishments by so many people. 25:39 is still the time to beat. The Southern Trail record was also beaten. That is the Jacksonville Beach to San Diego. That is the shortest distance between the Atlantic and the Pacific. That record was beaten. That is now in the 23 and a half hour range. So, a lot of dubious accomplishments this year. The Million Mile Ferrari.
Ooh, is it running yet?
I've had that for a year. It is not running yet.
It's closer, though. It's closer now.
It's closer and farther away.
How is it further away?
So the person, I won't say technician, the person with talents was working on the Ferrari, and in the middle of them working on it is a loose term. I mean, parts were ordered and parts were taken off. Well, they stole money from some clients of the mechanic shop and left the project in limbo. Thankfully, the parts that I had paid for were ordered and remained with the car, but it's in pieces. So, yeah. But now we have a proper technician, Tim Gordon, working on it, who keeps finding more issues, including some that were supposedly addressed, like the rear shocks that were leaking and sent out for rebuild and are now still leaking because I guess apparently you have to do the accumulator at the same time. And yeah, so
It will be running, though. If you've got it with Tim, it's going to be running.
it will be just in time for like 2 feet of snow, probably. So I haven't ordered tires for it yet. I might be ordering snow tires, and it might be the Ferrari Safari.
That'll be sick.
Don't do it. Don't lift it. Don't do it.
Oh, just put some thick, beefy winter tires on. It'll be fine. You don't need to lift it to do that.
I don't know.
Are you a pretentious
Why
Ferrari
not?
owner now?
I just a little bit of a purist.
What is
There's a lot of Safari.
Are you Italian
There's a lot of Safari bills. Leave the Ferrari alone, Doug.
Ferrari could sue me if
Yeah,
I do that.
I mean,
I think they
legit.
like. I mean,
What would happen
cease and
if
desist.
you could never buy another new Ferrari?
I can't anyway.
Well,
I can't afford one. I am in no danger.
lift away.
I would like to get that cease and desist letter. That would probably make at least $223 on the TikToks.
Yeah, that much?
Probably.
I mean, it's
but then it
worth-
would get
yeah.
demonetized because it's dangerous activities. You know?
But you could frame that and put it up in your office. Letter from Ferrari.
Totally worth
Amazing.
it. Let's see, AI and ChatGPT. You know, they're making big inroads.
How is that related to cars, Doug?
Well, we're going to find out how AI is doing by seeing what they think of Porsches, right? So a customer of mine was talking to me about 997s, and they said that, well, I need to avoid certain years of cars, and they have problems with the paint, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Apparently, he read something online. So I came across this same thing online, and it was very most definitely ChatGPT AI, whatever it is. So somebody asked a question of what Porsches they should or shouldn't buy. Here's the response from AI. Quick answer: avoid Porsche 997 year models 2004. Doesn't exist.
Well, that's why you should avoid it, Doug. It's a fake. It's a
My
scam.
favorite 996.
2005, 2006, 2009, and 2011.
Feels very arbitrary.
Pretty arbitrary. There aren't too many years of the Porsche 997, as it is another version of the classic Porsche 911. Still, there are some Porsche 997 years to avoid. We recommend staying away from the 2004, 5, 6, 9, and 11 models. These won't provide the most value for your investment. The faults in the Porsche 997 lie in the engine. That's true.
A little bit. In the Mark 1.
Cooling system and paint on the car.
I mean, I guess you should replace the water pump pretty religiously.
Leaves
but
in the GPT is talking about leaves in the radiators.
Leaves in the radiators. Oh, right, right.
Beep, boop, beep.
I
But they
have
didn't
seen,
pick any
though-
years that the GT3s had the open.
I know.
I have seen so I'm in a few 996 groups on Facebook, and I don't recommend. They're not all that great, but people have been posting questions about the 99, and it's random crap like this, and everybody's like, "What are you talking about?" Like, none of it makes any sense.
The paint thing is
it's
new to me.
garbage.
I've heard bore scoring and IMS out the yang, but paint is
So
new.
maybe,
Paint
just
is very
maybe,
2024.
it's very possible I was responsible for this, because in 2011, there is Porsche does durability studies on their paint colors every year, I guess, to determine if they keep that color in the palette. And the orange color that was on the GT3 RSs in 07 and 08 as a standard color was offered as a paint to sample color. So in 2010, you could order a GT3 and paint to sample RS orange. In 2011, they determined that it wasn't durable enough, and they discontinued it for some reason, replacing it with pastel orange, which looks almost the same. So in 2011, you can't get orange because of issues with its durability. And I did make a post about that, which got a lot of traction. So maybe ChatGPT is referencing that and just blanket was like, all these years I have paint issues. I don't want to give myself too much credit, though.
That's education.
That is, we've learned something today, Tim. Are you taking notes?
I love that stuff mentally. I'm storing this in my Doug database.
Well, I think we talked about it because we saw what was it, pastel orange? That was a paint to sample. That was okay, or that's what replaced it.
That's
right?
correct. That's correct.
We're really going down.
Really going down.
I love it.
Really nerdy stuff. You still taking notes, Tim?
More nerdy. I'm calculating in my head.
We talked about whether or not you should put a car in a Montana LLC in order to avoid taxes. And part of that was due to the Corporate Transparency Act, which is part of that is the beneficial ownership information reporting. So if you own any company, you have to tell the IRS who all the owners are and give them all sorts of personal information. I don't know because my wife filed it, thankfully. That was a big deal for people who own Montana LLCs, thinking that they had this corporate shield. Well, no longer. However, just recently, a federal judge in Texas blocked the enforcement of the Corporate Transparency Act. Now, as a temporary injunction to essentially stop the enforcement of it, that does not mean that the law is struck down or anything. And probably most CPAs or attorneys will tell you you still should file it. But as of a couple weeks ago, the IRS is blocked from enforcing it. Now, that may signal that at some point there will be a lawsuit and they will determine the constitutionality or not of this actual act. But I believe it has to be Congress has to go back and undo it. So it's still there, and it's going to take, hate to use this term, but an act of Congress to stop it. Yeah. But at least for now, they can't enforce it for the moment.
I filed mine.
So you still have to file it, but you can't be penalized yet for not filing. I don't know. We'll see.
Overreach.
The big one.
Here it comes.
Carvana.
Oh, buddy. How much money would I have made if I put my life savings into Carvana stock when we started talking about it?
Boy. Well, they're up 400% this year. Their stock is at $250 a share, give or take.
I could have had so many GT3s.
Did you see that coming?
Doug.
Did you see that coming? You
No,
didn't
if
see
I
that
would have saw it coming, every penny I had would have been dumped into Carvana stock when it was like $15.
You thought they were going out of business.
Oh, yes.
I thought
100%.
they were going out of business.
Oh, so many
But
GT3s.
they have the elevator. and
Forbes thought they were going out
you
of
see
business.
that elevator and you're like, that's a cool elevator.
It's a vending
Yeah, like
machine.
the little, elevator with the cars and I get my car and it comes down. It's very cool.
They should rent out suites at the top of the elevators.
That would be dope.
Airbnbs.
Yeah. Repurpose.
Yeah, but then you got to go
I
like
thought
all
they
the
were
way
going
down to
down.
use the restroom. Like that's a long drive. If you're sitting up there, having some pops with the boys.
Just Gravity.
Kinda-
You could just
Is this
have a
current?
hole
Is this
that
current?
Yeah, that's on the internet.
Yeah, that's correct.
We are
$253 a share.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, we
a miss.
before we dig into the company, because they are making a lot of money, $1 billion so far this year of supposedly real profit, according to their income statements. We got bids on our cars to see how the heck they're making all this money.
Hey, I think I found out.
Yeah, it used to be real strong offers. Now it's offers.
This is real fun. So I put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of mine because some of mine don't have 17-digit VINs. Tim, you're up to what? 30 cars? How many cars?
27. Most
you're
of them
down
are
a
like,
bit.
yeah, I'm down a little bit.
Okay.
I've got a couple coming over on a boat right now.
Okay. So you didn't put all 27 in
No, I did
Carvana.
3 because I was like, one of them's really bad. After that one, I was like, I ain't doing no more.
All
of
right.
these.
All right. So what? How badly? Did
One
they
was
make you
really
feel?
bad.
All right.
One
what's the
actually
car?
hurt my feelings.
let Carvana get to you?
You get to think, well, you say waiting for your offer and it does a little calculating.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Oh no.
On a couple of these, when he was doing that, I
One
was
of
like, "Oh, this is gonna be. This is gonna make me think about doing this right now." Because it's
None
so
of them
easy.
did any
Nope.
of them. None of
No,
them.
Listen,
none of,
we
yeah,
lost.
none of them.
We lost a bid to Carvana yesterday,
Which blows
It was
my
a
mind.
Subaru BRZ. Now that hasn't happened for years. They used to outbid us on everything back in 2020, 2021.
Which is why I thought they were going out of business. Because
Right.
it was
They
like
were
you had a
overpaying.
$45,000 car, they would offer
Right.
52.
Right. And then they started
Yeah.
lowballing everyone. It was great because we didn't even have to worry about them anymore. Not that we cross paths that much in the cars we're buying, but it happens. But we lost a bid to them on a Subaru BRZ recently, so I guess they're overpaying for some stuff. But how did they do on your cars, Tim?
Well, so I should. I'll say the car and you'll guess. Well, you just saw it. Did you just?
No,
see it?
I haven't seen
Did
it.
you
actually.
just see it?
I'll close my eyes.
So I did this one is 2015 Alfa Romeo 4C Launch Edition.
Okay.
With 9,000 miles.
Okay.
Now a couple of these have sold recently on Bring a Trailer.
Right. What are those in the 40 range?
No, they're doing pretty well. They're
Really?
like 60, 65.
Oh, wow.
So I was thinking, for a while, the offer on this car would have been,
So retail 60, 65.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was
All right.
thinking 50.
50-ish
I was thinking
wholesale.
50-ish.
Okay.
Not ridiculous. It came back at, I'll show the camera. I don't know if 43.6.
Zoom 43.6.
43.6. So
Yikes.
we'll not be selling the Alfa Romeo
that's
4C.
painful.
Did it
Full.
let you tick the launch edition option?
It did. It actually had launch edition. I was actually shocked because I did my 2024 Land Rover Defender County,
Yeah.
which is I don't know if you've seen the County Pack. If you've seen my truck, it's a fairly desirable package, and Defenders are kind of, they're priced between they could have a window sticker of 70, they could have a window sticker of 180. I mean, it's a wild swing depending
Autobiography
on yeah,
edition.
depending on
Holland and
options.
Holland edition.
So mine has a lot of the air suspension and a lot of the options, and is one of the only ones I've seen spec'd with. You can get a white roof.
oh
but
my
you can
gosh,
also
you're
get
starting
a
to
white,
sound like a Corvette owner.
It's one of one. It's one of one. Although
one
a
of
really good
one?
friend of mine
'Cause of the white
just
roof.
got this exact spec. But I went to look
Tim,
at
we have many cars to get through.
I went to look at a Grenadier.
We do.
I went to look at a Grenadier, and they were going to give me essentially a sticker on the car, so I was feeling pretty good. But the offer from Carvana 56.8.
56.8.
Not good. That's the current model of your
Wow,
car.
Land Rovers are depreciating. It's
Yeah, but that's like
current model year.
25,000 off. That's a big one.
That's a
and
big
then
one.
I did
All right,
my
number
Maserati,
three.
my Maserati Grand Sport.
So like
2006, 39,000 miles.
$6,000. I
Yeah,
bet they hit you.
$9,000. That's
I gotta
brutal.
be honest. I might not have offered you much more than that.
That's brutal.
It's a Grand Sport.
That's brutal.
Come on.
That's brutal.
Is it a stick shift?
No, that wouldn't be a
yeah.
Grand Sport. All Grand
I'm at
Sports
6.
are F1.
I'm
Yeah,
at 6.
So
All right.
it was brutal.
Let's see.
got?
Tyler, how'd you do?
So I put all 3 of mine through. I'll start with my daily, my glorious 2010 Volvo V50 with the R design package and a manual transmission. Beautiful, wonderful car.
Is that more or less rare than his Land Rover Defender County Edition with a white roof?
I think
one.
it's more rare. I gotta
Okay.
be honest.
All right.
134,000 miles. It's my daily. They offered
Worthless.
me $2,600.
Whoa!
It's like nothing. Those go with 175 for like 10 to 12 because
I'm going to
they're
offer
so
you 3
rare.
right now.
Absolutely not.
3.
Can't do it. What am I going to drive?
No, that's not my problem.
They do not have wagon appreciation.
No, or manual. They let me check manual. They let me, the whole business. They knew exactly what it was. I don't care.
All right.
The Corvette. So they did let me check the Indy Pace Car package.
I noticed that because I have a 98 Corvette as well. And I'm like, ooh, Indy
You can
Pace
tell
Car
'em.
option.
I don't think it means anything because they offered me $11,000 for my pace car.
You paid what for that earlier this year?
20.
Ooh.
And it's only got
brutal.
36,000 miles. Oh,
Okay. So you're at an average of like 25% of value.
yeah, not great. What surprised me, though, is my 996, which has 104,000 miles on it.
Okay.
It's in like great shape for the mileage, but
Okay.
it has 100,000 miles. They'll give me 13 grand for that. They will give me more money for a 911 with 100,000 miles and potentially risks of bore scoring or the IMS exploding. More money than a Corvette with 36,000 miles and cool stickers.
All right. How much?
Wild.
Corvette was how much?
Like 11.6,
11.6 for the Indy Pace Car Edition. How many miles on yours?
36,000.
36,000. All right. Here's how I did. All right. I put the started with the Lamborghini Diablo 6.0. They didn't understand the VIN number, so I tried to select the make by itself, and Lamborghini wasn't even in there, so
Nice.
couldn't even get a bid.
Not interested.
So I put in the Aston Martin DB9 manual transmission coupe, and it let me do that. And I checked the 6-speed manual and everything. So I'm like, okay, this is promising. Now I did sell it earlier this year, but I just wanted to see what they would give me for it. I got a response back, a screen that said, quote, "You've stumped us."
Really?
Yes.
That's surprising.
What?
Yeah.
I would have thought that was an easy one.
No. They said that I need to call them or bring the car in and talk to their expert appraisers to. It's like, okay. Corvette, 98 Corvette, Lingenfelter edition. Lingenfelter engine. Yes, not an edition.
Yeah, mine's an Indy Pace Car edition. Doug.
Lots of modifications. It did give me the option for the Indy Pace Car package. I thought Tyler would be happy. 70,000 miles. I'd say it's probably worth. I mean, I wouldn't sell it for 100 grand, but it's probably worth about 20 realistically. They offer me 8,600.
Oh, thank God it was less than mine. I was going to be so pissed. If they see that Pace Car package, they're like, get them stickers out of here.
All right, my Porsche 997, which also could have bore
Yeah.
scoring. They did give me the option for Carrera 4, manual transmission, blah, blah, blah.
Almost
They
100,000
didn't
miles, right?
let me tell them how special the color combination was or anything like that. But yes, 96,000 miles on it, bad Carfax, and it's probably still worth about 40 grand. They offered me 23,600.
Yikes.
Yeah.
These are shockingly low.
Yes. Amazingly low.
I'm going shopping.
My beautiful 2000 Ford Excursion. It is 2-wheel drive, so it's not worth 60 grand like some of them are going for, but it's a limited. It's totally rust free, 86,000 miles, which is low miles on those, and it's got the 7.3 diesel engine, which is the only engine to have in that. So 25 to 30 grand that car is probably worth. Now, there's a cult following on those, so they completely violate book value. But any guesses what they offer me for that?
Like 5 Gs.
Yeah. 4,300.
6,200 bucks.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
I'm
painful. Wow.
Yeah. I put my
Who's
wife's
taking these?
That's
Mercedes
crazy.
convertible in, though. She apparently is a more savvy vehicular investor than I am because her E350 convertible, which is probably worth about 20, they offered her 15.8.
Do you think that Carvana has kind of figured out what cars work for them and what don't? Like, who's going to go to Carvana to have them pull down a 911 with 100,000 miles on it off of the vending machine?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, it's...
Yeah. I think they...
So you're selling the Mercedes.
Oh, Aaron immediately
selling?
denied.
Sold.
That silly little truck is backing up the driveway right
He's
now.
already called Central Dispatch.
I traded it for 2 Indy Pace Car Edition Corvettes. Straight up.
Solid deal.
And a Maserati Grand Sport.
Sadly.
I think Doug is being very rude to us, Tim.
My feelings are actually hurt. More Cranonball.
The inner Hank in me is hurt. Her Mercedes convertible vanilla pedestrian golf retirement home vehicle is worth double than my one-of-one Corvette.
I think you're right. I think it's one of those things where this doesn't work for us, so like we're just gonna lowball offer, and if we get it, it's a win.
They can't stand dealing with the Hanks of the world.
yeah, like we're never
No
buying another
Corvettes.
Corvette.
Gosh, can you imagine?
Oh man, but they are killing it, right? So, Carvana, $730 million operating profit for the first 3 quarters, $1 billion in EBITDA, and
With a B.
their stock price is up over 400% year to date. It's currently at 253. What baffles me, this is why I don't understand big financial things. And I don't know if it's because I'm smarter than everybody or because I'm dumber than everybody. But I'm looking at the numbers going, this makes no sense. Porsche, company that's been around for 70 some odd years, a manufacturer of some of the greatest cars in the world, except the M96 and M97 cars.
Bro, I'm right here.
$3.9 billion operating profit, $6.2 billion EBITDA. Their stock price is $6. 6 times as much earnings as Carvana.
GameStop.
And Carvana's at $248. Porsche's at $6.
That's actually a very succinct way to sum it up.
I mean, it's
just
2024.
hype.
It's 2024. GameStop.
It's meaningless compared to the actual value of the company, what the company is doing. Porsche should be, and I'm not like they should be worth so much more because I'm invested in them or whatever else. But like the numbers you just said, it is a healthy, extremely profitable company who has like large plans for the future and will continue to exist.
Carvana has large plans for the future.
Well, but I'm not sure they're going to continue to exist. Well, they might at this point.
But it's still a used car dealer. Porsche has enough operating capital, like just cash on hand, essentially liquid cash, to pay off all of Carvana's debt. Yet Carvana's worth $248 a share.
Someone really savvy is about to go bananas in the comment section on this one.
That's okay. We don't claim to be smart.
Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so
This is not
in all
financial
fairness,
advice.
so Porsche's stock is down 28% year to date. Their profit is also down about 27% year over year. Carvana's stock is up over 400% year to date. Their profit is up 37% over last year. That doesn't make sense. Now, they are growing, and they have turned around from 12, 13 years of losing tons of money to being profitable, but they still have almost $6 billion
Is there
in long-term
information
liabilities.
on how many shares are available of each?
There is.
Yeah, that's actually
I didn't.
would be a good. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
Attacking the host after he attacked us.
He did.
That
He's
segment is
coming
brutal.
after your Corvette and my Grand Sport. Can't have my Grand Sport.
Porsche has sold through third quarter, they've sold 226,000 vehicles. Carvana has sold 302,000. So they've sold more vehicles than Porsche, which is pretty amazing, actually. Porsche sales are down year on year about 7%, mostly due to China, because they're off about 20% in China alone. So some of their other segments, the US and Europe, were actually up from years prior. But yeah, China's putting a hurting on Porsche.
Well, I think they're putting hurting on way more than just Porsche. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Like, it's just about every, high-end luxury manufacturer is like, profits are down because China demand is way down.
Correct. And EVs are not helping Porsche out. They are, they made a bad bet there, and that's come back to bite them a little bit. But sign of a healthy company. Porsche executed a shareholder distribution for last year of $2.2 billion. They gave $2.2 billion. They returned that to their shareholders because they're a healthy company. That's what healthy companies do.
But what about the debt, Doug?
What about what debt?
Don't they... You say Carvana?
I said Porsche.
Oh, I thought you were saying Carvana. I'm over here like, yikes.
It's about to get ugly.
The Carvana founders are getting very, very rich. Yes. The interesting thing is about Carvana, so they've been ramping up their gross per unit, which is important, right? So they're up to about $7,400 average gross profit per unit, which their average sale price is about $23,000. That is fantastically high, which based on the offers they gave us, we
totally understandable.
Now we get
Makes
it.
sense.
Totally understandable.
However, this is me being dumb. I don't understand their P&Ls because it appears that they're adding wholesale and retail profits, even though they have wholesale and retail sales reported differently. So the 302,000 unit sales are retail, and then they report wholesale separately. They're selling about 40 to 50,000 cars per month wholesale. So the $7,400 is retail profit, front end, wholesale profit, and back end profit. So like finance, warranties, etc. But the back end profit is about half of that. It's about $3,000 per car. So unless they're ripping people real good,
Lots of ceramic coating.
Tire wheel warranties. It's been alleged by people smarter than I that they're reporting like the whole like potential, like the long-term interest. So when they sell a loan, like they're reporting that profit up front. It's been alleged. That's what somebody said.
Ooh.
That would make more sense as why they're making $3,000 a pop on the back end on a $23,000 car. But maybe they're just really good at selling products.
Gosh, can you imagine making $7,000 on every $23,000 car?
I'd go public with that too.
Man.
So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to watch. Yeah. Let's see. How did Switchcars do compared to Carvana and Porsche?
Compared to Carvana?
Yeah.
Oh.
You take a lot of zeros off the unit numbers.
You're not bringing in $6 billion?
Actually, take a comma off of what Porsche's done. No, but we did just a couple days ago surpass 2021 in gross profit, which is important because anybody in the car industry remembers 2021. You could not lose money. Well,
Yeah,
Carvana did, but
it was crazy.
Anyone but Carvana could not lose money. But that was also when Carvana's stock peaked the last time because like you couldn't miss. You couldn't miss. Cars kept going up in value. So I am happy that our team has got everything down to, I think, a science, an art, and we are killing it. And we can't blame the economy for handing us a really good year.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, heck yeah.
So I'm happy about that. I'm proud of our team. We're close to the 200 car mark. I think we're 7 cars away, which again, you might look at that and go, big whoop. Most dealers do like 200 cars every couple weeks. Okay, yeah. But we typically have about 25 cars in stock. So we're essentially turning 80% of our inventory every month, which is really, really good
That's
statistically. So Carvana did growth first before they figured out what they were doing. We figured out what we're doing now. We just need to figure out the growth. Because if we can scale those numbers, we could put Carvana to shame. But anyway, so our biggest fail of the year, though, one of our biggest fails ever percentage-wise is a Cayman S, 2006 Cayman S we got on trade, which had bore scoring.
Oh, there it
This
is.
isn't the one with the gear, the third gear issue.
No. We got one in with a second gear issue, and that actually wasn't bad because we were able to rebuild that for like, I don't know, $1,500.
Wow.
And we still made money on that
Oh,
one.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Wasn't it? It was
So-
a cool color combo too. Like, is it brown?
Yeah.
Was it brown?
It was a brown.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Was this the black, the bore score
No,
one? Was
it
the
was-
black one?
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
We just said it was brown. Is this the black one?
No, sorry. Context
But
is
you,
important.
so you had one car this year with bore scoring out of 200 cars.
Well, yes.
Not all Porsches,
Yes.
obviously. But
Probably 150
Correct.
of them are
yeah, I mean,
It's switch
that's
cars
a
we're
good.
talking
I mean,
about.
but that's a good. That's a good ratio.
We are taking our own data. We're starting to scope all M96, M97 engines because we want to build our own data set
That's good.
on what's going on to try to develop a correlation because there are other people out there who have said, here's why it's happening, but I don't know that I believe their correlation
watched a lot
and they
of
are
those
financially
videos.
invested in what they have to say. I'm
Exactly.
not calling them, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying I want my own data.
Well, if
that
you look
doesn't
at
come
the,
with a bias.
the IMS thing when that got real big, because bore scoring is the new IMS. Is the
It's happening
2024
to a lot more cars. I'm so focused on Porsches and stuff that I thought it was just a Porsche thing. It's happening to all kinds of cars because
Yeah.
they cheaped out on the cylinder lining.
No, it's fuel wash. Don't let your car idle.
Oh, Doug, we're not going to
Well,
talk about
I mean, there
this
is
again.
something to be said about the fuel wash thing, though.
That is there?
I think so.
What is there to be said?
Well,
Doug,
so like
Tim-
on
no,
Audis,
no.
on
Let him
Audis,
say
on
it, let him
Audis,
say it.
the fuel pumps are oil. You know, they're oil. Basically, they can if you don't have
The
good
fuel pumps are oil?
Yeah, if you don't have good oil,
Well, there's your problem.
Get the fuel in the oil, and then I don't know.
But is that
That's what happens on a lot of Audis.
okay?
I could be wrong.
Okay, that's
can-
not like an AOS problem. That's just
I mean, it could be. Could be.
okay. Could
Could be.
I don't know. We had somebody comment on the fuel wash issue, right? Talking about idling cars and whether or not that's an issue, right? I don't buy it because I have an M97 997 engine.
Mm-hmm.
It's lived its entire life in cold climates. I drive it more in the winter than in the summer, and I let it warm up for often a long period of time. Everything, all the stats say that car should have terrible bore scoring. It's one of the cleanest ones we've scoped with 100,000 miles, and that car idles a lot. A lot. So I'm not sure that I buy it, but somebody commented on the warm up whether or not you should let your car warm up video and said it's fuel wash. I took my freshly built LS to a tuner and they let it idle. They forgot it was running, let it idle for like hours, and then it needed a new engine. So it's fuel wash. And I'm like, hold on. Freshly built engine and tuner.
Right.
I don't think fuel wash or idling was your problem.
Yeah.
I don't trust tuners. Maybe he was running a little too lean when they ripped it on the dyno, and that was the problem.
That'll
so
do it.
I don't buy the fuel wash thing. But I'm not an engineer, nor an
None of
investment
us are.
advisor, nor
None
an
of us.
attorney, nor
Right.
I just say things.
He's an engineer. Are you an
Nightmare
engineer?
Cars on the YouTube chats says fuel wash only happens when a car is running rich. Proper air fuel ratios will not allow that to happen.
Oh, there you go. There you go. So symptom, not the root problem.
Well,
Good information.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I've never had a car with bore scoring on any brand, but I have seen the internet horror thing.
That's truly terrible.
And
I had,
my point was when the IMS thing came out, a lot of the promotion of that problem was LN and the companies that provided a solution to the problem, bringing information out.
This is a very small data set, but we have had as many cars with an LN bearing with failed engines as we have without.
Local to me, the only car I know with a failure is an LN car. So, but I don't know. I mean, you're talking, 30, 40 cars, no failures.
It's such a small data set, but there was an interesting, Doug and I I feel like we saw this like a couple of years ago. There was a really interesting comment on a VinWiki video where the presenter, the host of that topic, was talking about 997s. And it was a big, long thing. I wish I would have screenshotted it. Essentially, it's like you almost have no choice. If your car's going to score, it's going to score. If the IMS is going to blow, it's going to blow, and nothing you can do. Because it's like a manufacturing tolerance issue that just manifests. And that's why you see some cars with 100,000 miles that don't, it doesn't matter, but some cars with 20,000 that it happens. But
I can stop being scared.
Well, I mean, sure, I will. I will not stop.
Are you scared?
To the moon every now and then, but All right.
Every time you start it after a while and you hear some tapping, you're like, what are you?
Okay, well, let's see. We got some new segments to try out, lest we get lost in the never-ending discussion about Porsche engines. Boy, oh boy. Let's see. What should we start with first? Let's do the vanity plate game. Again, this is a suggestion from Alan Hoover of Soul and Spine. And we tried it out last week. We liked it, so we're going to try it out again this week. So the game is we pull up a vanity plate that we've seen on a car or found somewhere, and the other person has to guess what kind of car it is. Listeners, you can try to guess as well. Throw your comments in. Maybe if you get it right, we'll throw a watch your way too. If the host gets it, if you guys get it wrong and somebody in the comments gets, well, no, because they could Carfax it. Never mind. Offer rescinded. As using both my IQs.
I saw that happen. He was like,
there was the smoke started coming out of the ears.
Good. No bueno.
Within 2.5 seconds of me saying it, if you can guess it.
That's a horrible idea.
Dan Doucette's over here like, I got made my key. Okay. Who wants to go first? I got three.
Should we both do and just alternate guesses first?
I don't know if I did this right. I have a plate.
I called you and explained how to do it.
I know you did.
We're disappointed.
I know you're going to be disappointed. You guys.
Can I have my hat?
Tim's like, I have a plate on my Alpha 4C. That's
No. I do, but that's not that. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what it is.
Is it 4 Clover on your Alpha 4C? Okay, good.
No. I have a plate that is an currently available plate in the state of Ohio that that I recommended to my son to get for a recently acquired vehicle. Do you know what vehicle he recently acquired?
No.
No.
Excellent.
Maserati Biturbo.
No.
Okay.
It's not a Maserati, but it's a humorous plate. I can show you what it is.
There's a lot of explanation going on.
There's a lot. Because I did it wrong.
Out with it, Tim.
I did it wrong.
Just spit it out.
It's not right, but it is a vanity plate. I'm going to scroll to it and I'm going to show it to you.
It's not. It doesn't exist.
Oh, hold on.
The people listening can't see your screen.
They can't.
What is it?
But I can. I'm trying not to look. My God.
All right. While he's doing that, Tyler, give us your first one.
I don't have one. You didn't tell me to put any together.
I did tell you.
I have one. Hold on
Here's
a second.
mine. Ready?
Do it.
Ready. Okay. This is one of my favorites. 7THWIFE. Seventh wife. Seventh wife. Any idea what car that is on?
Chrysler 300.
Tim.
Wow. Lexus.
No.
No. We feel like Lexus was a better guess, like a Lexus LX or like a
Anyone
Mercedes
in the comments
S-Class.
get it?
I don't think anybody
Nope.
came in. No.
Okay. Ford Focus. So you were close.
I was in the right
The
realm.
better thing about this is great. Right next to the seventh wife plate, he has a bumper sticker. Coexist.
Nice. He struggles with that.
Bro, I was going to say, he can't coexist in his own house. Or he's a fundamentalist Mormon. And he's really good at coexisting.
I would not have guessed at that.
Oh, so it's not the
You didn't guess it.
I would
You
not have
guessed
guessed. I
Lexus.
would not have guessed at that one.
Is yours ready yet?
The irony on that
It
one,
is.
I loved.
So I'm going to show it to. I'm gonna. Let me see. I can probably. Yeah. So the plate is.
Okay. For those listening, it is Guy, G-U-Y space Ardo. Guy Ardo.
Okay. You can all see that.
Let me guess.
I know you're going to get it. It's a.
You guess first.
Lamborghini Gallardo.
No.
Audi R8.
Oh, So close.
Is it a TT?
An Audi.
anyone- does
no,
anyone
it's
in
gonna be
the
like
thing-
an Audi A5.
Does anyone in the? Well, it's a comment. It's not,
There is a delay. I forget how many minutes.
E350 van.
But
somebody
I think
guessed.
those are for the seventh. I'm pretty sure those are the seventh. wife.
E350 van would also be good for a fundamentalist Mormon with 7 wives
Gotta cart them all around.
and 3 more for all their children.
So it's a joke on the Audi boards that everyone with an S6 or an S8 that has the V10.
Oh, yes.
When they post it for sale, they're like Lamborghini engine, a Gallardo engine, which is vaguely Lamborghini engine. But I thought it would be amusing.
Did your son not do that plate?
He has not yet. So
That's disappointing.
Yeah, he may do that.
All right, I got another one for you.
I got one. I got a user submission that just came.
Oh,
to my
yeah?
phone.
Nice.
The plate is.
You just showed me the photo, so I know what the car
Oh
is.
yeah, you can't,
Bro,
you can't play.
So bad at
You
this
can't play.
game.
Wait, did you?
So
did
bad.
You see
I
it?
didn't see it.
You guys can guess.
Oh my
the
gosh.
Plate,
While you deal with this, I'm going to refill
the
my
no, I
whiskey.
don't
plate
look at
is-
other people's
The plate
hands.
is MAGA 1. MAGA 1. What car is
Chevy
it on?
Silverado.
I would have. See, that's what I would have thought too. No, it's a Buick Encore,
Nice.
which is the little egg car.
Does it
Little
also
egg.
have a local 37 Union sticker on it?
One would think no. It has dog paw print sticker on the window.
All right.
Yeah, no.
All
we
right.
did have some folks in YouTube chat guess the S6 with the delay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, good.
So,
yeah,
yeah, we've got
that's what
yep.
it is. And if you're in Ohio, do not register that plate because there's a good chance that he's going to want that. So.
Just put them on
Well, you can
blast.
just get GAYARDO.
That's rough.
Or any other alternate
Any
spelling.
other variation. Yeah.
Yeah, where was your?
I wasn't picking that specifically for any good reason. All right, here's one. 4, the number 4, letter U, number 2, letter N, letter V. 4U2NV.
It's got to be a Corvette.
No, that's like I've already guessed S class on one of these already.
And
That
you were
is-
right.
I was
was
so proud of
scary.
that. I've peaked already. That's got to be on like like a Bentley.
Wrong. Corvette.
I
C8.
knew it. I get the watch.
Yes. No. All right.
take it.
Alex
You
Luke
can
on
have it.
Instagram sent me this one. This is a good one. Massachusetts plate. Satan 6.
Ford Focus.
Like 96 Dodge Dakota.
A marriage of the two. It was on a Ford Mustang.
I can see that.
Oh, best friends.
Look at that.
Best friends. So Christmas.
All right. Everybody failed. You both failed that one. Next week, bring
Yes,
plates.
all right.
Some plates.
I was not given explicit
Okay, I
instructions.
have one more. I have one more user.
Don't show me
Okay.
this one.
I'm not gonna. Let me see here.
Hide behind Doug's chair, which somebody
Gosh,
said was
it's
like
like
from
super
the
mini.
Hugh Hefner collection from the Playboy Mansion.
I can't read it. It's too small.
No, there's no stains.
I would say don't take a black light to it.
All right, while you're looking that one up.
He's really bad. At least I didn't
I
participate.
can't see it.
Boomer.
Sorry. I mean, it's really small.
You didn't
All
write
right.
these down?
Another new segment we're going to try
I
out.
can't see it.
What's in a name? So there's a bunch of automotive pedants out there that love going to Cars and Coffee and bandying about terms that are way above their pay grade in order to make themselves feel more special or their cars feel more significant or something. And I bet you, probably myself included, that if you pushed them and said, hey, what does that mean? They would have absolutely not the faintest idea. Because we just throw these terms around. I do it. I do it. I'm guilty of it too. Like bore scoring, right? Or IMS. Ask a Porsche person that's scared about IMS what it stands for. I don't know.
I love the
So-
people that look under GT3s. I've seen a dude do this at a PCA event. It's like, oh, does this have one of those IMSs? It's like, technically, yes. It's just not a problem.
They just don't fail. Right. So we're all have come prepared. Unlike the last one.
Yes.
You've come prepared with a term. You understood the assignment.
I'm doubting right now. It's going to be on a photo on his
you
phone.
know
I wanted
what it
you to have the
means.
glory. I wanted you to have the glory. You go first.
Sure, but
You
you
go
have
first.
one. You're
Better
he's gonna
find
Google
one real
real quick.
I might. Go ahead.
Okay, so Tyler, why don't you start this one?
So these are.
I'm not looking.
I moved it so you couldn't see it. This is a bit of a twofer, but I feel like they go together.
Okay.
What for these? It's two cars. What does the SSR stand for in Chevy SSR, and what does the HHR stand for?
I
in the
did
Chevy
know
HHR.
this 6 months ago, and then I decided that I didn't care anymore and put it out of my brain.
I had never actually thought until you asked me to do this what those could have possibly meant.
I did know this, and I'm ashamed that I don't remember.
I actually feel horrible. I
Wow.
know
Victory.
neither. And someone was just talking to me about their truck, their SSR, and they told me what it was, and I cared.
they would know.
I cared so little that I did not dedicate it to memory.
Is it Super Sport Roadster?
I believe that is right. Let me check. Let me check my
nice,
notes.
nice.
Where'd I put them? Because I had to move them. Yes, SSR is Super Sport Roadster.
But the HHR is like a panel van, so it's not a Roadster.
correct.
I
HHR is
will,
weird.
I'm going to use the excuse that I just do not give a crap what HHR stands for. I see one go by and I'm like, PT Cruiser.
Yeah, it looks a little different.
All right.
HHR stands for Heritage High Roof, which is a bit of a reach. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I still don't care. Okay.
But I won. That's what.
no,
matters.
you didn't. I got SSR.
Oh, I have 50% won.
All right. Porsche 718, right? Everybody buys a 4-cylinder Subaru sounding Boxster now, and they're like, oh, it's Heritage 718. It's, what does 718 even mean? Well, it harkens back to the race car, but harkens back to the 718 RSK. So, one, where does the number 718 come from? And what does RSK stand for? Or what does it mean?
I have a
What
guess
is it?
for RSK. Do you have one?
Yeah, like Ren Sport and Crappin'
No. Absolutely not.
It was close.
I think
Dan Doucette said that could be it. That could be it.
I'm
Is it-
guessing not even Dan Doucette knows this. Oh, I know more than Dan Doucette.
Is it like Ren Sport Coors or Kurtz, which means like short or small?
No. How about 718? Any idea on that?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, that one's easy because there is real the 550 and 718 were essentially just random numbers, internal numbers that they assigned to the engine. So it's just, there's nothing. It's just 718. So RS, that's an easy one. We all know RS in Porsche world stands for Rennsport. What does Rennsport mean?
Racing, right?
Race sport.
Oh, wow.
Ren is race, so race sport. K is for the shape of the trailing arm suspension that looks like a K.
Really?
Really?
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Didn't know that at all.
Because I was thinking that the 917K is like Quartz or Coors, which means short because it's a little stubby.
I thought it was Crappin' Wagon.
There's no way you were serious.
Surprised to know that wasn't it.
Yeah. There we go.
Nice.
I'll
like
take
this
us
segment.
back
That's a good time.
to VAG, to
Okay.
Volkswagen Audi
Uh-huh.
Group. The Audi TT. The TT stands for what? Oh, I hope neither of you know this.
I've never actually cared enough to
I know. I mean,
Another one that I did know. and
HHR,
forgot.
very similar. Very similar.
TT.
Does anyone know? And
Tough trash,
go
Mark
out,
Spence
get
says.
out. The door's open. Go out the door. It's for the tourist trophy race that is now
yes.
all motorcycles. At one time, it was contested with cars.
Because the Audi TT ran
Yes,
in that race.
Yeah. Well, the Audi Rosenmeyer, whatever the big thing, ran in it. Yeah. There you go.
Very cool.
There's no way it could have run in that race without the additional spoiler. It would have just been,
Crappin'
all over the
wagon.
place. Flying off the road.
Definitely.
We're gonna need to get you off this crappin' wagon thing.
It was funny the first time, Tim.
I'm sorry, Porsche people.
Okay, we're going to open up. We're going to do a new segment. This might be a one-time only thing. The SwitchCast recipe book for all three lady viewers.
Wow, we're up to 3?
Well, I don't know. Last week I said
Dan Doucette said they're all here.
There are literally 3 ladies in there.
Forced to be here.
Yeah, they came with us.
one has a ring on her finger.
Is that a challenge, Doug?
Ethan's not up here, so I can't look at him. But man, woo.
Challenge.
Oh boy. Okay, the Cranonball, which is our holiday special drink that we're drinking. I came up with this, aptly named. I can't give you the ratios. You can figure them out at home. But it starts with bourbon, and it's 7 ingredients. That's how I remember. I count, and then 100% cranberry juice, like the real bitter stuff. No sugar, not the cocktail. Vermouth, orange juice concentrate, the frozen stuff, agave, lime juice, and ginger. Now, if I was a blogger, I'd go on and I'd write like this 8-paragraph article about how I came up with this and the story behind it and how you can decorate it and have 17 ads on the page and then the recipe at the bottom. But we're just giving you the recipe right there.
Did you come up with that?
I did, yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah. And you
The agave
put it in a
is,
shaker.
yeah,
and
it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's more bourbon than cranberry juice, more cranberry juice than lime juice, more lime juice than all the other things.
It's good. The ratios were right. It was tasty.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Ethan,
thank God we
I think
didn't
you
have
have
to write recipes.
a mean tweak for us. This is the mean tweet of the week, shortened to mean tweak. And this is some great comments that come to us from the internet. This is from YouTube, from IP Tricks 2.0.
Yeah, this
I don't
one,
know if he does computers or
Well,
if he has a special talent.
Is it Tricks with an X?
it's pretty
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Those are for kids.
You should get that checked out if that's what.
good. Yes,
Might
this was
hurt.
on one of our YouTube videos, I think, from last week. This was directed at Doug.
Whew, oh, thank goodness.
You're off the hook.
You mean it's not about the wig?
IP Tricks said, "Are you are you somehow convinced you're doing a good thing by being lost in front of a mic?"
What does that even mean?
How did he spell your?
She spelled this. I've never seen this before. He spelled your YOUR''E.
I don't know.
IP Tricks.
I think he's lost behind a keyboard. So
What does it mean to be lost behind a mic, though?
he said in front of.
Or lost in front of like, I'm
Lost in
confused.
front of a mic. Yeah. I don't know.
I love haters.
Is he trying to say that you're...
Are you convinced that you're doing a good thing by being lost in front of a mic?
No, I'm actually not.
We're having a good time and people seem to like hanging out with us on the internet. So
People pay me to to be lost in front of a mic. Did he get paid for that comment? I don't think so.
guys are getting
okay,
paid.
well, that's the one up. You know. Well, in response to that, we had a really good listener comment from Vincent Schnooley. It sounds like a Dr. Seuss name. Cheers from Geneva, Switzerland. I am a huge fan of you two guys. Sorry, he's referencing an episode with Ed. I'm sure he is also a fan of you.
But definitely not me. Definitely not.
He didn't say 3.
Listen,
That is
Schnooley,
true.
Tim's Enthusiast Garage. You need to go there right now. Thanks, Schnooley.
So having both at the same time is great enjoyment. Thanks and long life to SwitchCast podcast for entertaining me a lot and helping me to improve my English.
heck yeah.
So we are edifying people around the world.
Oh, das is good. I got you, Schnooley. I got you. Who's got you? I got you.
Oh, man.
How long were you
man.
sitting on that?
Sehr gut.
All right. Ethan, do we got some good questions Tyler, do we got some good questions?
I've been keeping track, but I'll let Ethan earn his paycheck if he has some to contribute.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, if you have any that jumped out at you, I would encourage you to get those up front. You'll have better perspective than I do.
I think my favorite one, just because I think it's funny, and
Is
I'm
this
really
watch worthy? Are they gonna take home a watch?
Oh, am I supposed to rank these for that?
Maybe.
Yeah, that was...
Well, we can
Maybe
decide
we have
here.
to decide. We have to like be like, oh, that's a watch. Yeah, I need to hear that. You guys need to.
So you tried.
Your last one was better.
Tough crowd.
You can't win them all.
I wish there was a camera on Ethan's face.
It's funny,
I do think that it shouldn't just be me deciding this.
Why
like,
did you say that? That was Ethan's face.
can I continue?
Go ahead.
Good golly.
So this
We'd
came
be
from
done in 45 minutes if it wasn't for Tim.
He cut you off that time.
I always cut him off. That's what I do here.
This came from Troy Savarino. It said, Doug can cannonball with either Tyler or Ethan. Who would he pick and why? Only one. And I really want to know your reason.
Gosh.
No. I am going to take no offense at this
neither will
answer. Yeah, I mean...
I think this is an easy answer because I've driven long road trips with Tyler already. So we're like conditioned. We have that communication down. And so like cannonballing comes with developed experience and trust. Ethan might be awesome at that, but I don't know. The long hair and the cardigan, I feel like he's not so much tuned in to like where the cops are. That's not
Why did he even have
that's
to
not
take
something
it there?
he's born with.
I know I'm not even on camera. And I'm
Gosh,
just,
I mean,
I'm
just
so
he
sorry.
obliterated
I
out
cannonball
here.
with you.
I was more worried
He's
that
a
I need to
musician,
like.
he's an artist. He's, you know.
I'm more worried that I need to like make a pee stop because I drank too much coffee, and that's really just going to not be good for the time.
Well, I can give you things to assist with that.
All right.
I will
Yeah.
say the one road trip that Doug and
we
I...
can give you IP tricks.
the one road trip that
Cannonball.
Doug and I did go on when we drove out to Rhode Island, I think I was asleep for 70% of that. So,
Dude, we're trying to figure out like a place for dinner, and Doug is driving. I'm passenger to Dan Doucette, and Ethan is just vibing, snoozing away, and we're like desperately
I
hungry.
was out cold for
An
80%
hour outside of
that
Philly.
road trip.
Yeah,
That was
that's not a
fun.
good co-driver skill.
Well,
not a good co-driver
You know,
skill at all.
I didn't know that I'd get called out on SwitchCast. Here's one. This
But,
this comes.
but could we do a cannonball in a Nissan Murano cross cab?
Dude, the
Now, if
wind
you
noise.
bought one, I would do a cannonball.
one of
here.
one
The
cross
wind
cab.
noise, Doug. There's no way those windows seal.
Or an
No,
evoke.
top down.
Evoke.
Because it probably won't go up.
It just stays down.
That was a good question here. There was one here. This is more of a personal kind of anecdote here, and wants perspective on my submission for the final question. This came from Alan H147. I recently sold a vehicle on Bring a Trailer. The winning bidder ghosted me for 3 weeks, and I sold the car to the underbidder with Bring a Trailer's permission. 3 weeks after the initial auction, the original bidder called me saying, I'm at the bank. Where do I send the wire? He was very upset. Am I the a-hole?
No.
No, definitely
That's not
Yeah,
even
not,
a thing.
Oh my
That's-
gosh,
that
that's
seems
horrible.
Come
wild
on.
to me.
Sleep well tonight. And
I
may
would-
that bidder freaking be banned for life.
I would earn my a-holeness, and I go back to Bring a Trailer and be like, hey, can you ban this clown?
100%.
Like, I'd get vindictive with that guy.
100%. I've had that happen twice.
I'd talk about him on the podcast. What's his Bring a Trailer username?
For next episode.
100% not. You're fine.
Absolutely.
I think Bring a Trailer has in their contract in the bidder agreements that if you win an auction, you have X number of days to pay for it. P-Car Market, I think, is 3 business days. I assume Bring a Trailer is around the same amount of time. So 3 weeks is asinine. Even if you say, I'm going to pay you, I need 3 weeks, I'd be like, no.
Dude, if I don't hear from the buyer in like 48 hours, like if they don't respond to that email, bro.
He could call me every day. If the wire's not in my account in 5 days, I'd be like, bro, you're full of crap.
100.
You're out.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, that's easy one.
We had a good question from Julian here in the audience. If you could, and I feel like we've talked about this before, but I like the discussion. I'm curious of this guy's opinions too. If you could only buy cars from one brand, not Porsche, for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
Do they have to be like cars that continually come out, or just like anything they've ever made? Anything they've ever made. So we've played this game before, and it took me a while to come to this answer. But unlimited money, the one brand I would pick is Mercedes.
Dang, that's mine, 100%. Because they have the breadth.
Yes.
They have the breadth. You get an AMG GT, you could get a G-Wagon, and both of those are like...
Oh, I wasn't thinking about new cars. I was thinking about the breadth, like 100 years of racing history
GTR.
across
300 SL.
multi-facets.
R129 SL.
Yeah. SSK, 540K. Yeah.
I was thinking
all the AMG
got
stuff
one?
pre-merger.
Well, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe not unlimited money, like a lot of money, but I think Audi might not be a bad choice. You have a bunch of manual, awesome like wagon sedans. You got the R8. Like you could have an awesome garage of only Audis.
Sure.
They might cost a buttload of money to maintain, but they'd be pretty sweet. But I think unlimited money,
That's a good
Mercedes
one,
is
too.
better.
Yeah. That's a tough one if you put a budget restriction on it, though. Then you got to get creative. If I have budget restriction, I'd probably go Aston Martin. Because I feel like so many good cars from them are undervalued that I could have a really nice spread of cars. Granted, they're like all front engine V8s and V12s. But
Man, have you looked
like
at...
you could have a V8 Vantage Roadster, a DBS, a DB11 for a modern car, some real neat classic
Have
cars.
you looked at MMR on a Rapide? It's like
it's
they're free.
nothing.
They're free.
Yeah. Carvana would probably give you $2,000.
Yeah.
Oh, my Corvette's worth more I think.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's bad.
And their new SUV actually is good looking. Of all the luxury SUVs that really shouldn't be made, I think Aston Martin's DBX or whatever
It's
it's
the
called,
DBX,
is pretty awesome.
Do you have another one, Ethan, or do you want me to keep rocking?
Sure. Well, this one came from Jespers 101, and I can already guess the answers to this. Should there be any, and please provide an explanation, should there be any shame with owning and using an enthusiast car as a winter and or daily driver?
Shame. The exact opposite.
And why?
When people tell me that I should like preserve a car by not driving in the winter and I should buy a cheap, awful winter beater, I'm like, I'm sorry. Who am I saving it for? Like 6 months out of the year up here is winter, 5 months. I want to enjoy my entire life of driving, not half of it. Like, why would I drive something crappy? Like for what? Like there's one sense of delayed gratification where you make a sacrifice or put something off in order to. That's just, I don't want to enjoy driving in the winter.
I don't know. I always want, like in the winter, I enjoy, we used to have a lot more snow. You probably still, I live in central Ohio, so we have less snow than you do.
Yeah, you're like
but
down
I always
south. It's a
loved
different climate.
really
there.
being able to abuse an Audi, something that was, but it would have to be galvanized. Like cars that aren't galvanized, it like freaks me out.
How much more would you
I
love
know.
really being able to abuse a Lamborghini Gallardo in the winter?
Well,
I mean, that would be cool.
I mean, yeah, if I had, again, now we're talking unlimited funds.
But okay, back it down though. Like, and that's
yeah,
not
I told
could
you,
buy a bad
I would
Gallardo
like
for
I would like a
75 grand.
996 C4S. I would drive that all winter.
Yeah,
But I can't find one that's in my, like, I want, I don't want to destroy
you like buying stuff right about where Carvana does too.
Yeah. It's a problem. But yeah, I do
somehow
always
sold
have a
two
winter
cars
beater.
to you, but you are a shrewd
I
negotiator.
am. I do. I do.
Golly.
I currently have. I've always had it, but my winter beaters have been like I had an Audi S8, D2 S8, which is a V8. I had that for a couple winters. I currently have a GL 450, which tows and it does a lot of stuff. But I have like cars that would be cool with limited slip. Like I could drive a Maserati in the winter. I could drive a Cosworth.
I mean, it won't devalue it anymore.
Apparently that should be my winter beater. But yeah, I have a hard time with that. there's like some sort of like love of the car preservation thing. But I wouldn't do a GT3. I would do like a C4S. It's not that I have a problem with it, but
I missed out on a $50,000 997 GT3 a few years ago. And I would be daily driving that through the winter to this date.
If it has a limited slip, it is awesome in the snow. People should, like, some of the best cars I've ever driven in the snow are older Mercedes that have an LSD, or older BMWs, like a E28 M5 is awesome in the winter because the rear two wheels are like always ready to go. So if you have snow tires on it, it's a beast in the winter.
My 997 used to have limited slip. I think it's worn out now. So I think after this year, it's getting.
Is it a
rebuild.
C2?
No, it's a C4.
C4. So you still have two wheels driving. Just one's probably up front.
They're like opposite corners.
96,000 miles of mostly
I've seen the
winter
video.
driving.
I've seen the videos.
Not just me, the first owner. He sent me pictures of him driving it, drifting it in the snow, and it's
awesome.
Indistinguishable. I'm like, I can't tell if that's me or you.
That's awesome. Gosh, I want one.
Tyler?
I mean, I think, Doug, I'm probably more in your camp, but I don't, I guess, practice what I preach. I park my 911 in the wintertime, even though it has 100,000 miles. Like,
You drove your 968 in the winter. That was good.
I mean, I've driven them
no,
both.
You have. We drifted the parking lot in the snow.
I
in your
just
911.
don't daily. The snow doesn't worry me. It's just the salt. I've worked on cars that have. I actually will not. I tried to help out my sister once and like totally rounded off a bolt on, or like stripped it or broke the head off. I mean, on her brake caliper, and I'm like, rusty cars just suck to work on.
Yes, they do.
And I like to do a little bit of stuff on my own cars, and I don't want to just abuse and destroy them. But I did have thoughts this year of like, it's got 100,000 miles on it. Who am I saving it for?
I'm tempted to take the bore score Cayman and just rip it through the winter and see if it blows up.
Does it smoke a lot, or is it
Not
tick?
really.
Does it tick?
It doesn't tick at all.
Bro, I would beat that.
I'm sure
It will
it'll
by the
go
end of
for a
winter.
Maybe. I think that's a winner for a watch for sure. Send us your information. Any other good ones, contenders?
I feel
The
like
first two were pretty good as well. We can't give one to Julian. It's nepotism. It's in the room. That was a good question.
So Cameron Fowler.
Do you
earlier,
wear watches? Yeah. Are you a watch guy? You could. Well,
He
maybe.
could if he
He's
got
in the
one for
running.
free. So Cameron Fowler asked earlier tonight, what's the best all-around enthusiast car? Good as a daily, good as a weekend car, etc. So I personally think the 911 is the answer, but that's easy mode.
Corvette.
Gotta be
What's
the price point though? Because this could be a different answer, different price point.
I don't know. It's a hard question to answer, and it's a question that's been asked over and over.
If it's a low budget, the best. If it's under 15,000, R32, Volkswagen like Mark V R32.
Yeah,
if it's
Golf,
over,
like-
if it's over 25,000, E46. If it's over M3. If it's over 40,000, some sort of 911. If it's into the hundreds, F355 or 348.
as a like
All around.
all around.
Nine-
I mean, not in
997
the
GTS.
winter. Not in the winter. Are we winter driving this?
Yes, all around. He says
Well, he
all
did
around.
say it's daily, good at weekend car, etc. That's why I say the 911 is the option at all price points, other than maybe like what's the cheapest 996? Like 20, 25?
Yeah. Well, according to Carvana, it's 13. But
Well, no, that's not for sale.
997 GTS. That's the answer.
Yeah, those are good.
Yep.
Those are good.
Yep. All right, let's move on to props and flops. Let's give a watch to, I don't even remember the questions now. My brain is failing. There's the first two questions and the one after Julian's.
Yeah, I'm talking to the user right now. We're going to get a
If
handle.
those three people can message us, and we'll get your information and send you watches. So we're going to give away two of the Sport Looms, Sheffield Sport Looms, and one of the classic All Sports here. So those are the two. Yeah. Props and flops.
Which, as always, is brought to you by Switchcars. And Switchcars is the enthusiast dealership where we buy, sell, and consign only cars that we like ourselves. Check out our handpicked inventory at switchcars.com and mention SwitchCast for special pricing. Find more information online at switchcars.com or come visit our showroom in beautiful Twinsburg, Ohio. Doug, what is our pick of the week from
Our
Switchcars
pick
inventory?
of the week is a newly arrived Interlagos blue BMW E92 M3. High revving 4-liter V8, 6-speed manual. The oil pan is off the car right now as we're upgrading the rod bearings. Oh, it's a nice car. So
This is there's just lots of manly grunts coming from this side of the town. It's kind of
That's a hot
weird.
car. That's a hot car.
yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. So that one will be for sale on the site very soon. If you want first dibs on it, send us an inquiry through the website and you can have first dibs. All right, flop or prop first.
We always do flop first.
Okay. Yet another Mustang Rex. But this one never left the showroom.
Did the crowd come to it?
Oh, I saw this. Is this the Cobra R?
It was a 2000 Cobra R.
This one
that
actually
got
made me
wrecked
cry.
into.
I'm going to cry again right now.
The initial news article, there wasn't much because if you remember last week, an angry, disgruntled customer drove his Subaru into a showroom in a fit of wrath. But this one kind of went down in the results, but it still happened. One of the first article I found from WFMYnews2.com. This is a stunning piece of journalism here. Quote, a car has either run into or out of the Tri-City Ford dealership in Eden on Friday afternoon. Eden Police Department is at the scene. We have reached out to the Eden Police Department for more information. This is a developing story.
I can't remember where I read it, but I believe the Cobra R had like delivery miles.
It did.
Oh,
it
yeah.
did. Yes.
I am sickened.
Yeah. So obviously somebody backed into the showroom. I can tell that from the photo. So we've already beat WFMY News 2 on the
You
reporting.
mean they didn't just rip a sick like J-turn or something into it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It was a Ford Escape or something. They did not escape.
I saw that the light bulb go off in your head as you said that. I think we know each other too well, Doug. This has gone too far.
Amazingly, no bystanders were injured in a Mustang wreck, although some of the onlookers claim that they felt like a gravitational pull toward the Mustang
Yes.
when it was happening. And more amazingly, nobody was filming before a Mustang crashed, which is fine anyway, because most of the people filming like aim their camera at the ground right when it gets interesting.
Is this a takeover?
Absolutely not.
The salesmen all ran to the driver of the Escape because they saw it as a fresh up. And
Nice.
they were hoping for that sale.
Dude, it's late in the month, late in the year.
Hey man,
This could save my
we can
job.
Get a twofer here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Prop of the week. Derek Tam Scott of the Carmudgeon Show bought a CLK 63 Black Series, one of my favorite cars on the planet, other than the fact that it's a stinking automatic transmission. He proceeded to have a Mercedes 6-speed manual gearbox installed by Queek Classics.
Hot.
Oh my God.
Hot.
Oh,
Although,
best all-around car.
As
Best
a
all-around
super
car.
fan of that car, I thought I remembered that it did not have a torque converter. Wasn't it like that was tweaked in some way? That
I was tweaked, but it wasn't like a sequential manual. It was an automatic.
it was still better. 6-speed manuals, still better.
Yeah.
Still better.
Yeah.
Improve. Hard improve.
He then hired Randy Popes to track test it.
Oh, I like it.
I have
Cup
no idea
twos?
the results.
On Cup
results.
twos.
I don't care. I don't care if it's faster. It's better because it's a manual. I want one. This is
That's
like
incredible.
top of
That
my
is
favorite
one of my
car
top
list because I've
favorite cars.
always wanted one of the Black Series. I think it's super cool. They basically took a DTM car and were like, yeah, let's make a street car out of this.
Oh, I love
And now it's a manual.
Wasn't there one at the Stars and Cars I think there was one at
There
Stars
was.
and Cars.
Yeah, our friend Will
and I
brought it
drooled
down.
all over that 6-piston front.
Yeah.
brake.
Yeah.
So
Do you need a minute?
good. I do it.
Yep.
SwitchCast.
We need to get this guy out of here.
Hey, SwitchCast.
Oh man. So yeah, I got to go buy one before they go up in value, like the Stradales are doing now that everybody's stick swapping them. On that note, thank you all for joining us for the live show. We're so happy you have been here. SwitchCast is an automotive entertainment and opinion show, and nothing we say should be taken very seriously. We do not give tax, investment, legal, emotional, or professional advice, and the only licenses we hold are driver's licenses. The opinions expressed on the show are exclusively held by the people pontificating at that particular moment and do not reflect the values of our producers or sponsors. Our theme music is provided by Emily and Ivory. You can stream their full album on Spotify or SoundCloud. And if you like this show, you can stream it in its entirety on your favorite audio podcast platform. Check out switchcast.live for more information. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Merry Christmas.
Cheers, everybody.